You're listening to Stories to Create with your host, Cornell Bunting. Author, motivational speaker, and founder of Each Episode. Cornell sits down with inspiring voices to uncover the stories that shape who we are and who we're becoming. Get ready to listen, learn, and be inspired. The show starts now.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Stories to Create podcast right here at EOS Club. I am so excited to be back. As you guys have possibly heard or seen, for all you guys that follow me on some of my social media platform, you saw that I got in a major accident this past Thursday. Truck got T-boned, flipped, pushing up posts. But as you can see, we're still here. But God, yeah? It's a beautiful thing. I'm excited. I got to tell you guys, this brother, we've supposed to have had him in the studio quite a bit back, but because he's so busy doing all the different things that he's doing, people, we finally got him in the studio right now. And so it's about to go down. And so without further ado, guys, this gentleman that we have on the show today, he is a philanthropist. He's a motivational speaker. He's doing all these different things, people, to help our youths in the community. And then I think he's put up the promoter's hat, but he might have took it down and anyways, without further ado, my brother Al. How are you, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Good, man. Good, man. This is good, man. Good to have you on the show, bro. Yes. Man. So listen, before we dive into the world that you have going on right now, what I would love to have you do is talk to our guests about who Harold is back, like the early years. Where was you born? Where did you grow up?
Yep. So first and foremost, thank you for having me on, man. Definitely. It's a pleasure. I've been tapping in to what you guys been doing with the podcast. And I couldn't wait. When I saw you, I was like, hey, let me know, when you want to get me in. I'm ready.
Yes.
And I think there's no better time to do it right now.
Oh, definitely.
Than right now.
Definitely.
But I actually started all in my 20s, the whole between 2011 to pre-COVID, I was a nightclub promoter in the area.
We gonna go back though. We going back to the early years, the young man, the boy, where you grew up, born. Where was that? Take us there first.
So I was actually born and raised in Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico, to be exact.
Dude,
my island boy.
My dude, PR people. This is good.
But my parents are Dominican.
Okay.
Both of my parents are Dominican. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico from 1990 down to almost 2000, and then we made that move. My mother and my father made a sacrifice and made a move to the U.S. because things in Puerto Rico are they're rough.
Right. So you moved to America which year? 2000 or
2000? Correct.
Oh, okay.
Late 1999ish.
Okay.
I would say 2000.
So where did you come? What port did you come in? Was you in Miami or where did you come?
No. It's straight to Fort Myers, actually.
Wow.
I believe we might have flew into Miami, but we've been living in Fort Myers since 2000. So the last 24 years, we've been here in Southwest Florida.
Wow. That is amazing, man. So you got here, you're a young teenager.
Yes.
Wow. So college, high school, what was all that like? Tapping into a new country and all that stuff?
It was different. None of my family members knew English. Mm-hmm. Neither did I. But we picked it up pretty quickly. In school and things of that nature. There was ESOL back then. There still might be ESOL now. I'm guessing for that.
Yeah.
And me and my brothers were all in the ESOL, and that's how we picked up the English pretty quick.
Okay.
For me, it took me about 2 years to learn the English.
Yeah.
And so we're here now.
This is good, man. So college, what was that like, man? What did you pursue?
I went to college to study business.
Okay.
But I didn't finish college. I actually dropped out. I don't even got too many classes left to get my degree.
Okay.
But I just dropped out.
So what happened? Was it an ego thing, or you just didn't care for school no more?
No, I didn't really find it. It's not that I didn't find it interesting. It just
It was one of them things.
One of them things, man, to where you just didn't really care much of it.
I can't do it no more.
And then there was classes that didn't really have a lot to do with my major. Mm-hmm. They didn't have a lot to do with my major. And so therefore I was like, hey, what am I still doing taking all these courses that don't have anything to do with what I'm going to do?
Right.
So I just ended up dropping out.
Wow. So now you possibly now moving into the work world. What was the first thing you identified you wanted to be doing in order to survive in where you were in Southwest Florida?
Once I graduated high school in 2008, I graduated from Cape Coral High School.
Okay.
I went into the workforce, working a job, a 9 to 5. And from between 18 to 21, I didn't find myself in being a nightclub promoter yet. But I was going to all the nightclubs in the area. I was actually going to stuff that was 21 and up when I was only 18 or 19.
Man,
so I was sneaking
you had a fake ID.
I didn't have a fake ID. But
you know people.
Something like that. A friend of a friend, or maybe sneak in the back door.
Okay.
Things of that nature.
So then you kind of like that life. So you dove into becoming a promoter.
Yeah, it was naturally. When I was in high school, we didn't have social media the way we do now.
Right.
So I would actually text a lot of people and will inform them of what house parties were going on around the area on Fridays and Saturdays. And so it just became second nature and a passion to me to where invite people out to get them all in the same establishment. And therefore, that kind of carry on to the nightlife, which, it just turned into a business out of it.
So you was the plug.
Something like that. You said it.
He was the plug, people. If you wanted to know where the party was, they just needed to know you.
Yeah, and but I think it was dope. It was a dope time. You know, we will all get together, go to these house parties.
Yeah.
And then the Cape Coral cops will come break it up by midnight or probably by 1:00. But it was one of those things, man. It was, you had to be there.
That's beautiful, man. So the party scene got heavy, and you decided, you know what, I need to venture into other things.
Yep.
What was that step? What was that like? Going into something new?
So COVID hit. So I did nightclub promotions at, Fridays at Mirage nightclub over there on College Parkway, from Tequila Bar to Celsius on Wednesdays. And then COVID hit.
Right.
Once COVID hit, after that, it was like, okay, well, what's next for me and my career? So I closed that chapter of entertainment, and that's when I started taking a liking to education.
Okay, I see. Because COVID was like a 2-year duration, I think, right?
Correct.
Where you couldn't step out or none of that stuff. So from you now decided you wanted to go into the education world, what plan of action did you take to step into that, to see what that would look like?
So what I started doing, I started self-educating myself, knowing that I didn't finish college, so I didn't have a lot of credentials and things of that nature. I just did a lot of self-education. I reverse engineered a lot of the stuff that I was watching or listening to or conversations I was having.
Right.
And so then I went into the just a lot of self-studying on finance and things of that nature. And so once I got a good grasp for what I was studying, I feel like, okay, I feel like I can teach this now to other people, because I didn't want to gatekeep. I felt like, once I knew this information, it was best to pass it on.
Right.
And so that's when I started finding all these institutions like the FSW or these high schools and middle schools, and just they would let me get in, just knowing, and I was able to get into those institutions with the resources I met through the nightlife.
Okay. I see now. So you decided to choose financial literacy.
Correct.
Before we dive into that, you have an event coming up on February 24. What is that?
Okay, so on Saturday, February 24th, we're actually having a Men's Empowerment of Southwest Florida Finance and Business Seminar.
Okay.
And there's actually going to detail of me and 3 other speakers speaking.
Okay.
We're going to speak on finance. We're going to speak on business. It's me, Glenn Roy Huggins, founder of Elite Profile Fitness, Brian Keith Franklin, founder of, Golf Course Leisure, and also Booms, which owns, Booms Barbershop, and he's a motivational speaker as well. He's very known throughout the area. All those guys are influential. And we're having it at a prestigious venue, which is the Luminary Hotel. They have a workshop room, and we're gonna set up in there on Saturday, February 24th, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That sounds like a whole lot of fun. I don't know if I'll be here, but if I'm here, I'll step into the pay. You notice they only have the rich dudes in there, people. So you know what I'm saying?
He's one of them.
It's one of them things, but with a lot of what's going on right now, right? With the government changes and wording how to present materials to the youth, how challenges that for you to make those adjustments, to meet what those requirements are of the government?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Every young person carries a story of hope, of struggle, of dreams waiting to rise. But in too many underserved communities, those stories go unheard.
At ease, Inc. Everyone has a story. We believe every voice deserves a chance. Through mentorship, empowering programs, and storytelling workshops, we help youth discover their purpose, strengthen their mindset, and build a future they can be proud of.
From classrooms in Jamaica to communities across Southwest Florida,
ES is changing lives,
one story at a time.
but we can't do it alone. Join us, become a mentor, volunteer, donate, help us fuel the next generation of leaders, creators, and change makers.
Visit ahas.org today, because when you help a young person share their story, you help them change their world.
So in 2023, what I noticed was that the governor of Florida, DeSantis, he passed a law of implementing financial literacy into the schools, which is a great first step, and something me, myself, and some other people in the area that are financial coaches have been doing. And I think it's super cool that, they tailor that into the education system now. I think, better late than ever. But right now, what we're trying to do is still keep going into these institutions and hopefully placing my curriculum inside of these institutions as well, or just working with the government and with their curriculum and implementing mine as in a collaborative effort.
Right. So how do you feel about how they want things to be worded now on, dismissing a lot of the historic pieces that a lot of us now grew up on, that we're not trying to introduce to the youths?
Gotcha. I don't know. That's one of those things. I know they tell us the speakers to kind of stay out of politics and religion. So it's very tough for me to kind of win. But I don't know. We just have to lay back and see how everything's play out.
So here's a challenge, right? Because remember, we're, and what you're doing as well is going and talking to these youths. Again, they're in government establishment. So, we're not going into all of, what the politics is, because I know that's a whole lot. But, as far as making the adjustments to satisfy what they want and also satisfy what you're trying to bring to the table, What does that look like? Does it look like it's making sense? Is it working? Does it look good for you?
Yeah, I think not for sure. And then at the end of the day, all I can do is adjust to whatever they're doing.
Okay.
At the end of the day, whatever programs they install coming up. So they haven't installed the financial literacy inside the schools yet, I don't believe.
No.
Possibly this August 2024.
Right.
I think is when it start rolling around. So we'll see how it looks, because as of right now, I haven't seen it. And when I speak to other teachers, they told me that it's not there yet.
Yeah.
So I'll see how that looks and, see how, like I said, we can, make things happen and maybe merge and go from there.
Take us back a little bit on the family life. Like, what was the relationship like with mom, dad, other relatives?
Man. So I got three brothers. It's me, and Randall, Mario, and Gene.
Yeah.
Those are my three brothers. We was all raised together in the same household. And my mom has 4 boys, no girls at all. No daughters.
So you got 3 brothers, yeah.
Yep. So it's and then,
a lot of fighting.
But no, I wouldn't say a lot of fighting, but believe it or not, the person that had that wore the pants in the house was my mother. And my father was there too, but she's the one. She's the glue. She's the glue of the house.
Your mom is a discipliner.
Yes.
Your dad just makes sure the bread was right.
That part, yep. The provider and the protector, and that's how it's supposed to be. But my mom is the glue of everything, and she gave me a lot of discipline. I went through a lot of, I was very rebellious when I was young, and I went through my deal of trouble. Not that I'm a bad person or anything, just, my fair share of trouble when you're, young.
He was a rebel, people. He was a rebel.
But she gave me a lot of discipline. I think some of the discipline that I have today, I have to give credit to my mother, Thelma. And
big up yourself, Miss Thelma. That's her name.
Yep, Miss Thelma.
Man, that's a disciplinary lady's name right there. When you hear Thelma is coming, you got to tighten up. You got to sit down in a room somewhere. She didn't spank you guys a lot.
Oh man, yeah, I got beat quite a bit, man.
Yeah.
And, but it's all right. Like I said, I was very rebellious. I deserve those beatings. They gave me the discipline that I have today, so I'm okay with that.
What was the one meal that mom did that you've now implemented in your home front now?
You said the meal?
The meal.
Ooh, man. So there's benefits of being Puerto Rican and Dominican.
Ooh.
Puerto Ricans, we love the mofongo, and then Dominicans, we like the mango. So
the
both.
You got to hit us slowly here. So we got the mofongo. What is a mofongo? Is that a type of yam?
Mofongo is like a plantain, and sometimes they have chicken inside of it, beef, things of that nature. It looks like a ball, like
wow.
It's pretty dope. So
like a dumpling.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. And there's mofongo.
Yeah.
And then there's the and I had just named it
the buffoon. What do you call it? The buffoon?
No. There's the mofongo.
So the mofongo is Puerto Rican.
Yeah, the mofongo is Puerto Rican.
And then the Dominican food, you can't think of what that one is now.
Yeah, the Dominican dish is the mango. It's the mango.
The mango, okay.
So it's actually the green plantains. They put them to boil. Then they take it out and take the skin out of it. And actually, after that, when they take the skin out of it, then they mush it. They put a little bit of oil in it.
Okay.
And they might fry some onions on the side, and they'll put it inside of it with the oil of the onion as well. And you eat that whether it's with eggs, salami, things of that nature, man.
So you kind of just do a mixture of meal when it comes to that Dominican piece right there.
And don't forget the sancocho. Sancocho is big in the Dominican culture. That's that soup with the potatoes and the corn and the chicken. So,
but it's mainly cooked with chicken.
No, the sancocho, they usually throw chicken inside of it and potatoes and corn.
Okay.
I think you guys got a similar dish. Soup?
We do. We got some similarities.
Yeah, I gotta try it. We've been meaning to go to Jamaica, so I gotta make that happen.
You never know. We might run into each other down there, or we might even bring him down to come talk to some of our kids down there.
Yep.
Yeah. So with this, because you have a pretty cool pamphlet here, man, that kind of touch on assets, budget, credits. what make you wanted to touch on these areas? Like, why are these ideal?
So I feel like we made the pamphlet because I feel like a lot of people like the terminology. A lot of people don't talk about finances,
Right?
Because they don't really understand, certain meanings when it's brought up. So what we did was we actually came up with the ABCs of financial literacy in very detail. Like we explained the assets. We went super in detail, and instead of just saying, hey, things that appreciate in value, we went in depth what some of those things are and things of that nature. And we went from A to Z, and I think it's, self-explanatory. And I think the conversations that aren't being have in the household, this pamphlet will help just a little bit and make them feel a little bit more at ease and comfortable.
With where we are now in society, like the shift, this paradigm shift, you think we have more kids want to understand what that look like to be financially free, or there's so much of their environment becoming a product of their environment, they don't necessarily care to listen? What have you seen so far?
No, I think kids are very open-minded. I know we always say that kids are hard-headed. I'm sure you got kids, so you can kind of say, hey, man, you're very hard-headed. But believe it or not, these are probably their best learning years because they're not dealing with stress, with bills, and things of that nature.
Right.
And so they might be closed-minded in certain areas, but they're still probably more open-minded than us adults, where we're tailored and set in our ways. And with some adults, you can't teach old dog new tricks. Says so. I think it's important to get that message out to the youth because they're our future. Right. And they say the old folks cancel young folks for war.
Yeah.
So I think that's important.
Old folks cancel young folks for war.
Yep.
I like that right there. So with a lot of stuff that you have kind of seen in Southwest Florida when it comes to the art and culture, the artists, because there's a lot of artists here.
Yes.
How you feel on understanding the blending now of diversity and everyone accepting to be among everyone? What do you feel on it? What's your take on that?
On artists, and you said everybody accepting each other?
Well, yeah, I mean, because now we have a blend of individuals of different race that come in a space and they show their artistic self. Right. Have you got a chance to be among a lot of those people and kind of get to understand who they are and how they feel about what's going on right now in current society?
I haven't, that I can recall, no, I haven't been able to be around a lot of those people. Like I said, and not that I can recall, I will have to really sit there and think about that. Who have I been around? Right. And things of that nature. So my focus has just been on the education aspect. That
because what we try to do, we try to paint a picture for our listeners as well to understand the type of place Fort Myers is. And you know, we sit in Southwest Florida, and of course we have an art walk that happens once a month and all these different things. But you know,
I've never been to that, so that's what I'm saying. I gotta. What? When you asked the question, that's what I said. I was like, I haven't been around those people, so.
You would think the plug would know, right?
I'm missing out, man. I got to get it together.
The plug is missing out, people. So with a lot of stuff that you have now and the team you have, how you feel going into the different school. Once the school say, okay, I'll bring that in here. Let's see what that looks like. Are you in place and ready for that, or?
Yes, no, for sure, no doubt. So a lot of the education that we speak on is actually, my speech is changing depending on who I'm speaking to. Like, I speak at middle schools, high schools, universities, and detention centers. Right. And so depending on what age group, could be even what race group, but when I go into the detention centers, it's talk about more about motivational and life skills. Because I can't really talk to them too much about money because they're not working, at that moment. So I gotta actually intel some information to them that it reasons so they don't make the same mistake when they get out, and actually make them think and chronologically. It's like, okay, hey, if a bad situation happens again, how would I respond to that or react to that situation, so I don't land in the same situation. I landed in those situations 3 times before the age of 18, getting locked up for being rebellious.
Right.
I didn't rob anybody. I didn't stick anybody up.
So you're saying you changed the presentation of these different youths that you work with, and when you get to a middle school, what does that presentation look like?
So I have a guide to where, depending on what age group, there's certain things that could be taught to them. Like, let's say when we go to high school, let's just say we'll start at the middle school, how you say. We might start about budgeting, the piggy bank method. We might start something simple as, hey, making sure you make your bed, because making the bed is everything. The way you make your bed, you iron out all the wrinkles and things of that nature. That's the same way you're going to pay attention to how you spend $1. So making the bed is vital. They teach you that in the military. Now, when we get to the high school level, we might talk a little bit more like, hey, okay, you guys got your first job. Let's apply the 50-30-20 rule. Let's, look at your employer, a 401k, and how does that work? Let's break that down in detail. And opposed to when we get to like the college and the universities, we might talk about, okay, how do we make the money, save it, invest it, but also, knock down debt as far as like student loan and things of that nature. And so then we go in depth, and, maybe I might, like, coming up, we got the seminar on the 24th, but I actually got a gig to go talk to Sunco's Credit Union Bank, to their members on finance as well, financial wellness. So I got to tailor a speech to their members, because that's not, college students and things of that nature. That's more of adults, in their 20s and 30s. Right. So my speech has to be, or presentation has to be different even to them.
I see. So let me ask you, if an alpha female come to you and say, Harold, we going out tomorrow night, 8 p.m., what do you do?
Oh, going out. We out from education now, right? We're talking about that.
Well, what do you do? What do you say to her?
Gotcha. Well, we're going out, man. We're going out.
It don't matter what you got going on tomorrow, it's done.
Oh, no. See, if I tell you I'm coming to your event at 8 p.m. tomorrow, then I got to be at your event. So, obviously I'm gonna knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll invite her to Cornell's event. That's what I'm gonna do. So.
Remember now, it's an alpha female now.
Okay.
It's a little different. They want it to be done the way they want it to be done.
Okay.
If you see, let's say you're in a situation of a female that want to hang with you, but you see where it's really her way, how could you handle that?
I don't know. I plead the fifth. I can't even.
You don't know.
I can't even answer that, and not to go into too much religious, but I just think that women lean on men and men lean on God. Yeah. So I believe in that, wholeheartedly. So
you got to say that again. So a woman lean into the man and the man leaning into God.
For guidance. Yes.
That's dope right there. That is dope. So if a woman say to you, what about we flip it the other way, where the man lean into the woman and the woman is leaning into God?
Nah, man, listen, that's how it's written, man. Hey, don't take it from my mouth, man. That's in the book.
I like that. So, what's the relationship now with your mom?
Relationship with my mother is great, man. So we actually still get together on Sundays. I make sure, I see her once a week minimum. We talk every other day on the phone. And so, just like every other son or daughter, we get caught up busy with work and things of that nature. But you always got to make time for your parents. And, I know in the 5th commandment, says to honor your parents. So I think never forget about your parents. So,
what one thing growing up in Puerto Rico that you can think back and say, this moment I never forget?
Oh, man. So in Puerto Rico, they got an small island called Piñones. So where they fry a lot of food there, barbecue it, man. I forgot how far it is from San Juan. It's a little distance from San Juan. Yeah. But, man, they got all the best fried stuff, and it tastes A1. I'll never forget that side of Puerto Rico right there. So, of course, the beaches, too.
Yeah. So you would go there with your brothers or just you?
Yeah. So the last time I visited Puerto Rico was actually for like a bachelorette party in 2021, and I haven't been there I think since 2016.
Yeah.
But man, I miss home.
Yeah.
I miss home. When I moved back, no, I love the United States, but I miss home. Just like Jamaica. How do you feel about Jamaica?
Man,
Same.
listen, bro, listen. I go back and forth. I'm down there maybe every other month sometimes. So it's. Hey, listen.
It's one of those things you can't explain. You just have to.
It's beautiful, and you want to be there, and if only you have. I don't want to say have enough money to just be there all the time because you have a purpose and you have to walk in that purpose and you have responsibilities. So. Yes. I think when those get put in the conversation, I think it changes, the desires. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, man. This is good. So, tell us just a little bit on the team that you put together with you. What does that look like? Are they individuals that you?
Yes. So I got we just started actually a new company called Get Right With Your Finances. Uh-huh. And and we're looking at these products, which is this pamphlet, and also this book, which is on basic budgeting. Okay. And right now, like I said, we're gonna showcase the products and the business at the seminar that we got at the Luminary on the 24th, Saturday. And so that won't be the last seminar this year. We actually possibly rolling into another one maybe over the summer. We're still working on that. Hopefully, we can put it together, but. And also, so my partner, his name is TK. He's in with me on this. I also got another one of my childhood friends named Franklin De La Cruz. Super talented, very smart. Mm-hmm. And then we got our videographers as well. Where there's Andrew Perea. I'm working right now with Chad Cahoon. He's another videographer, and we're actually open to working with anybody. We believe in collaboration because by myself I can go fast, but with working together we can go far. So I believe in collaboration.
Right. That's beautiful, right there, man. So you were touching a little bit on the bill that was passed. You think that's going to open a lot of doors for individuals like yourself to introduce stuff like this into the different areas that.
Yes, I believe so. I was happy, when they passed that bill, and I just want to see what kind of things they are going to implement. They say they're going to implement financial literacy, but I got to see, what they are going to. Are they going to cover, everything? Because financial literacy is a broad, subject. It's not just we're teaching how to manage money, and that's it. You got to teach taxes, credit, home buying. How to work a whole life policy, things of that nature. So it's a broad subject.
So a Gen Z that's listening right now, and I want you to explain to a Gen Z. I know this is going to throw you a little bit, but you get a certain amount, of pay. You get tax on that pay.
Correct.
After you get the rest of that money now, anything you go and buy, you still get tax on those.
Yes.
What would you say to a Gen Z when they're like, that doesn't even make sense?
And they when we just got back from Paul Makers at the end of 2023. Yeah. And some of the kids had questions. They was like, "Hey, why are we getting taxed on anything and everything?" I was like, "Well, first and foremost, I'm not a tax consultant, so I can't go too much in that. Right. But that just the biggest gang in America is the IRS. They're gonna get their money regardless. Right. That's just the way it is. But one of the best suggestions that I tell people is that make sure that they pay themselves 1 hour out of their hourly pay rate. Mm-hmm. So, and that's just the way it is. If they're gonna take 3 hours away from you, because the first 3 hours that you're working, you don't get paid because of taxes. Right. Make sure that you pay yourself 1 hour out of your hourly pay rate. That's rule of thumb that I live by, and that should keep you floating as well too.
Ooh, I don't know. There's someone that's making $16 an hour. They're like, you telling me it's 60?
Yeah, it's tough, and there's ways, to elevate your income too. There's multiple things. I think once you learn financial literacy, that's a step in the right direction. Yeah. And after that, you can get into okay, how do I deal with investing? What are some buckets that I can put my money into, and how do I diversify? my investments and things of that nature, whether stocks, real estate, gold and silver, all of those things, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just, okay, I'm going to just stick to real estate. No,
Right.
because if you invest in real estate, but then real estate is down,
Right.
at least, you got your money in stocks, which stocks right now, the S&P 500 is doing good.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. That.
Hey,
Believe me, it's doing good. Doing good. Me and one of my son
Millionaire.
is in there. So it's a beautiful thing. A lot of things right now, as far as materialistic mindset goes, how do you speak to an individual in that space, in that headspace?
So, I believe in being frugal, but I believe that you also have to treat yourself. You got to find a balance. And so let's just say you got $500 in your bank account and the new Jordans just came out, which cost $240. It wouldn't be ideal for you to take $240 out of your account
Right.
and buy into those Jordans. I feel like over the next 6 weeks, you should accumulate $40, put it to the side, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. And at the end of the 6 week, then go get the pair of Jordans. You see?
Right.
So you didn't flush out your bank account, leaving, $260 in there, because if you catch a couple flat tires or whatever the case may be,
Right.
and they cost, tires aren't cheap.
Right.
Now you only got, whatever, a little bit of change in your bank account, and you got to wait till you get paid or whatever. So
Right.
you don't want to put yourself in that situation. You want to just little by little, like I said, save the $40 for the next 6 weeks.
Right.
And that's your $240.
Wow.
So right there. So,
Talking about being responsible.
yep, responsible.
You-
That's discipline.
So we had a situation couple of years back. I was in the projects and I seen this. And I know we still kind of have this going right now, but for grown-ups that have that mentality. Now I'm a paint the situation for you. You tell me how you would speak to that individual. They got their tax back. I think they said they got like $6,000. He went and got rims for a car that they paid like $800 for. And he put some suicide doors on it. So he spent all the money. He wanted to be that dude in the hood. What would you say to that family?
Oh, whew. Man, you say you already. I think you got to look at. I would say for him to sleep on it for the next couple of days and wake up, 2 days later to see if he still want to get the suicide doors or.
He did
pimp
get
his
them.
car up.
He got them.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. Oh, well,
It's
yeah.
done.
Okay, so you're asking afterwards now.
Afterwards.
Well, the money is gone. I can't.
Right.
I think you should seek the guidance, while you have the money in your pocket, opposed to when your money is, your pockets are low.
Right.
And that's what happens a lot with individuals. Individuals and clients come my way when they are, already on survival mode almost. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Where, let's say, you should have came, to consult an advisor. I'm not an advisor, but it should have came, or a coach or things of that nature. When you had the 60 to 100,000 in your bank account, I'd be like, okay, how can I multiply this or duplicate this number?
Right.
Opposed to, okay, I had 100,000 and now I'm left to, 5,000. Hey, how can I make my money grow?
Right.
Like, dude, you should have, but it is what it is. And that just, people usually don't ask for help until they're in need.
And they're in need. So now, you said it, it's a beautiful thing when you, at the start, you ask for that help.
Yes.
Not when you get in trouble.
That correct. That fact.
We have a lot of areas around us where, because of the environment and the lifestyle, you have a lot of people that don't necessarily care about future money or future. They want to live in the now.
And I think that's important. I think you should live in the now. You should live in the now, but still be thinking about the future at the same time. And because you know about today, but you don't know about tomorrow.
Right.
So I feel like you do have to plan. It's always going to rain. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And you should have the umbrella ready, not go get the umbrella once it start raining.
Right.
But, like I said, sometimes we work backwards, and I don't know. I think, but there's room, and for the people that want to improve, I think it's a beautiful thing. And for the ones that are, eventually, some people will make changes over time. They hit ahead enough on the rock.
Right.
then they'll make those changes.
They're gonna make them changes. You think we're into a space now where a lot of people understand the importance of them growing and what that could look like? You think a lot more people now are identifying what that look like?
As far as growing financially?
Yeah, just growing, like, becoming relevant.
Yeah, man.
For the most part.
For the most part, so...
This is good. So you have a clique of dudes that you hang with. Who's the clique right now?
So I mentioned, Franklin de la Cruz is a childhood friend of mine. I got another friend named Lorenzo Reyes. He's actually in the nightlife industry right now. And he's actually, killing out here in Southwest Florida.
They're not trying to pull you back into the nightlife?
They try, they try, but I don't want to be one. I don't want to be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So I want to just stick to one thing, and that's that. So I live through the night. I live the nightlife through them.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. So with where you heading right now with the company, you feeling good?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of room for growth. Like I said, we're getting those calls from the bank. Like I said, we got the bank gig on the 28th. Mm-hmm. I actually set to go to Florida Gulf Coast University on the mid-March to speak to their frats and sororities on finance as well. And from there, that's just the beginning. And it's just, first quarter only of 2024. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot, a lot of things that are going to come. Just got to stay consistent and persistent, and that's what people want to see at the end of the day.
Right. For individuals want to find you, where can they find you?
So they're gonna Instagram, Facebook, Harold Matos. Instagram is Harold_Matos. Harold Matos on Facebook. You'll see, videos on there, and in my bios, I'll actually have my link to my website, so where you could go. And you will see some of these products being laid out, and the products and also the services. I do one-on-one consultations as well, and the prices, they're in there as well in the link. So you'll see all of that, and it's best money ever spent. So because once you got your finances in order, you can sleep better at night.
Ooh, I think that's drop the mic right there, people. It's a beautiful thing, Mr. Harold. Thank you for being on the show, my brother. This was beautiful. Listen, guys, there you have it. Another episode of Stories to Create podcast right here, where guests take you back when the first story got created. And so until our next episode, where we have another intriguing guest, decorative guest, right here at EOS Club.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in and downloading this episode of Stories to Create. We appreciate you being part of this growing community of storytellers and listeners. If today's conversation inspired you, please share the show with friends, family, or anyone who could use a little motivation in their journey. A special thank you to our sponsors, EHAS Organization, Cornell Bunting LLC, and Nostril Cheese Chase for supporting the mission and making this podcast possible. To learn more about our work, upcoming projects, and how you can get involved, be sure to visit www.hissinggorge and www.cornellbunting.com. Until next time, keep creating, keep growing, and remember, your story has power.